Parliament, and I'm your host, Sharon Chuku. Joining me live in the studio, I have with me Ifoma Oji and Mr. Ugochukwu. Good evening. How are we both doing today?
Good evening, Sharon. I'm great.
And Mr. Ugo, how are you doing?
I'm doing just fine. I can't wait to go home.
I know. We're going straight to the stories we have. Now, days after passing a vote of confidence in President Bwala Tinubu, 16 lawmakers have defected from the PDP to the APC, with the Speaker reportedly leading the mass exit. What does this mean for party strength, the opposition, and the future of legislative independence? Then we turn to security. Tracking terrorists is becoming more difficult as many now operate using foreign networks, making investigations slower, intelligence gathering harder, and cross-border coordination more critical. We'll break down what these shifts mean for governance, stability, and national security. But I think I'd like us to start from Daniel Bwala and what he came out to say about the government finding it hard to really target and pinpoint the location of these terrorists who go live on TikTok because they use Starlink and international networks. Let's have a look at that video and then we'll return to the studio. All right, now let's have a conversation first. I'm starting with Ifoma. He said that the reason that they're unable to track the location of these people is because they use Starlink, and the Nigeria security or the information that they have, they can't access when you use Starlink networks. Let's talk about that for a little.
Okay. I think that was one of the dumbest thing I've heard today. You know, Daniel Bwala always tries as much as possible to break record of, stupid and dumb people every single weekend. He's topping the charts right now. He's breaking the record today. And you ask yourself, are we still the giant of Africa as we claim to be? Are we still a sovereign state as we claim to be? If we can't track criminals, his excuse is that they use Starlink that maybe other neighboring communities or neighboring countries use. What happens with collaborating with them to get locations of these bandits? That's number one. What happens to collaborating with them if you claim to be a sovereign state and which your first priority or first assignment is to protect people? Why is it that you cannot form? It goes a long way to tell you that all these people are just interested in their own, their own pockets, to be honest. When you're close to power, you're interested in whatever you're going to get from the administration, not even about political will, not even about political, ideology. Because if these people really have the interest of Nigerians at heart, they won't be telling me this is bad adash, to be honest with you. This does not make sense at all. It shows you how complicit they are in protecting the lives of people that they are supposed to govern, to be honest.
All right, and Mr. Ugochukwu, what do you make of that as well?
It is so laughable, that statement he made, that because they use Starlink that they can't track those people. And there is something I always reference to, and I will do that just now. Even I'm not a tech expert, but let's even assume that because they use Starlink independently, Nigeria as a country cannot track them. But then I remember very well when Showore wrote a post criticizing Tinubu because they couldn't do it on their own. What they went to do is that they sued Facebook and X. So you have laws as a country. What is stopping you from inviting the owners of that network being used? It is simply lack of political will. There is nothing to state there about them not being able to track these people. I doubt that because of the network being used or the server being used that it becomes any harder for you to do it. If it is something they want to do, they will surely do it. Nigeria, for crying out loud, is an independent nation. As a country, you have intelligence. Even if you don't have it directly, you can stretch out hands to get it from somewhere. Starlink, it's just a server. It's not a nation. It's what someone owns. So what stops you from writing a letter as a nation to the owner of Starlink and saying these are the issues you are facing? I don't know if they think we don't talk.
The other time we saw that they wrote a letter to X demanding that they pull down, they delete the account of Sorry. So I get where you're coming from, that they still can write a letter to Starlink to ask. I'm going to ask a question so we round up as quickly as possible. Let's talk about cooperation now, right, between Nigeria, the neighboring countries, and on counter-terrorism intelligence, because it is still the same thing Ugochukwu is talking about collaboration and collaborating with these rights agencies. Do you think that with what we've seen that they've done enough on that front?
They've not done anything. As far as I'm concerned, they've not done anything. Now, like, when Ugochukwu was talking, I just remembered few months or even recently, what's it called, Harrison Bamisho has kind of gone to locations where people have been kidnapped, and he has shown the locations of these people, and it's because of the fact that he knows their zones, he has the geo point. He was able to locate this terrorists. Okay, let's say for example that they are using Starlink, which I am still doubting that those people that can't even structure a sentence is using Starlink to hide their locations or anything like that. What happens to other people? There's a white, I think black American also, or a Nigerian that is situated outside the country, came out one time in the internet and posted a location. I think that should be Kogi State, and he predicted. He said that this is the location of terrorists, and they are going to be attacking Kogi State anytime soon. That the government should be aware and make sure they survey and protect people and send troops to go and protect people in that state. The government did absolutely nothing, and just 2 days later they attacked Kogi State. So you have people that are still willing to help Nigerians fight insecurity, but why not bring them on board? It's still the same thing that we are talking about, political will. If this present administration are really passionate about combating insecurity, they know exactly how to go about it.
All right, now Mr. Ugochukwu, let's talk about, even if they are able to get hands on this information, let's talk about quick, fast response when you get intel that maybe a place is about to be raided. Do you think that the Nigerian government has what it takes to respond quickly to such intel?
Well, whether they have what it takes, they do. But it doesn't, the question is, do they want to do it? Because for them to really come out and give this very clumsy excuse that because these people are using Starlink, that they cannot track them. I mean, some of these things they say, it just means that they are coming out already to say that, oh, Nigeria is now a disgraced country. Because how can, in quotes, a sovereign nation not be able to track these bandits? So I believe that they have what it takes, but it's not what they want. For them already to come out to tell you that, it means that it's that they don't have the political will or their incompetence, of which we already know, or again that they just don't want to stress themselves. Because I quite agree, due to the fact that the internet, the service these people are using is it's satellite connected, not the ordinary ones we use. It is quite difficult, but it does not mean that Nigeria as a nation cannot track down these people. We've seen places where terrorists who use satellite connections like Starlink also have also been tracked down, and see places like in the Sahel. There have been I think that was Trump who did. I think that if Nigeria, if they truly want to do it, it is something they can do.
Right. Now, also talking about collaborations, we've seen when the United States President Donald Trump came out to condemn the killings of Christians in Nigeria, and the stance of the Nigerian government saying there is no genocide against Christians, and saying that they are on top of things and they have what it takes to fight insecurity in Nigeria. So let's talk about the fact that Daniel Bwala, who is a special advisor to the president, has come out to say that even tracking the location of these bandits is a problem for them. Do you think that it correlates with their initial stance that they are on top of things?
They're not, I told you, I've asked this before, I told you, they are not on top of anything. As far as I'm concerned, they are not on top of anything, because if they are, the US have already opened their hands to you and they are willing to assist you. Even if they have ulterior motive at the end of the day, we've said that we as Nigerians are ready to welcome them. Those motives of theirs or whatever interest they have in Nigeria is not working for us, it's not benefiting anybody living in Nigeria, so they should come and have it. So if they truly have what it takes, why haven't they curbed insecurity? Why are we still having this thing about bandits or terrorism attacking one community or the other? If truly that they want to work, they will employ the aid of US, who is ready to equally help them. China is ready to help them. I remember one time when we talked about this, China was solidly behind Nigeria, saying they are willing to help Nigeria. EU was willing to help Nigeria. So we have so many countries that are standing by Nigeria to say, I am ready to help. Is it machineries that you need? I am ready to provide. Is it intelligence that you need? I'm ready to provide. So why is Nigeria not accepting the offer?
All right. Now, also, just lastly on this story now, how do you think, let's talk about the fact that we have someone like Daniel Bwala who grants these interviews, and we've seen also live videos of these bandits coming to jubilate about the amount of money that they got as per ransom and the fact that the government negotiates with them. Let's talk about that for a little, Mr. Aguchuku. The mentality and the standpoint of the bandits, what tone do you think that is giving?
Well, in as much as I know that Daniel Bwala has failed in his job, well, I'm not going to go straight to him personally, because I would rather go to the position that he's representing, the presidency, because he's the spokesperson to the president. We are assuming that this is the president who is communicating to us through him. So I would say that they have a problem of communication. Honestly, I think they do, because the other time we also saw when he came, I think that was on Arise TV, to make some careless remarks. You know, being a spokesperson, it is a very it's a role that you don't joke with, because you have to be careful with some of the things you say. I mean, you don't just come out and say things. The way they pass their information, for me it's insulting. It's looking like Nigerians are not smart enough, or they are trying to make a fool out of us, and it is insulting and annoying at the same time. The position I see now is that they are incapable of solving this insecurity problem in Nigeria, and rather than even trying or sorting for help, they are just trying to paint a completely different picture. We've seen them now come out to give excuses after excuses, and I remember a man who used to say that no excuse is an excuse. No excuse is an excuse. If you actually want to do something, you will find a way to do it. And it saddens me as a Nigerian to know that you have a president who is in charge of the affairs in a country, and he does not have, maybe because of politics, the will to fix things and secure the lives of Nigerians. I've always said that it's giving these bandits more courage that, oh, we are negotiating with this government. Whenever we strike, they come to us, and it does not make sense.
All right, I get that now, and that is exactly what a lot of people should be concerned about. If the bandits in the bushes have the confidence and have no fear whatsoever for the Nigerian government and their capability to do anything against them. Now, talking about the current government, we're moving to the second story, where we are seeing mass defection from the PDP to the APC. So I want us to talk about that a little, and this is just coming days after they came out the 16 lawmakers came out to just vote in confidence for President Bwala Tinubu, and stamping, giving him their rubber stamp for 2027. Now they have massively defected now, and this has just raised a whole lot of eyebrows. I don't know if it did the same for you, Ifoma.
It didn't, to be honest. If they could, 2 days ago, they could all give a vote of confidence to the president and give him the distance to further his regime. That is come 2027. Then I don't think that we have any standing or strong opposition party anymore, because these are people that are supposed to be having meeting on how to oust the current administration. But you're seeing an opposition party, PDP. This is to show you clearly that it's not even PDP in the first place. Remember the state of emergency in Rivers State, and we remember how the president installed what's it called, the Ibok in the as the sole administrator there, and we saw what went down during that period. So, and we saw the faction, the Wike-led faction and the Fubara-led faction. We saw that even Rivers State have already divided. Rivers State, that used to be a strong PDP opposition party, have already divided. So I'm not surprised to see that about 16 lawmakers, which is Wike-led faction, has already divided and joined APC. I'm not surprised. I saw that coming. And then again, what we are going to see, I really pity for the governor of Rivers State, which is Sim Fubara. I pity for him, because we are going to see more revolting from that opposition party, which is APC. We are going to see more legal battles, court battles, and the rest of them. We are going to see a lot of development being stalled. And at the end of the day, it's still the people of Rivers State that are going to suffer this, because I believe before the river governor can even bring up any policy, he has to table it in these people's what is it called, the house, and they deliberate on it. But when you have people that are not united, you will find it difficult to arrive at a conclusion on something that will better the lives of people living in Rivers State. So we're going to see more.
Alright, so we're going to see more defections and resistance coming in Rivers State. And over to you, Mr. Aguchuku, just in 2 minutes, can you just summarize your thoughts on the story?
Well, I don't think I am surprised by what happened, because Rivers State is a state of interest, is a state that is rich in oil. So I have always known that the federal government is always interested in Rivers State as a state in Nigeria. And that is why when we had that issue with Wike and Fubara, the president was quick to give a state of emergency in Rivers State. So I'm not really surprised, okay, let me just round up what I'm saying. The point is that I always expected this. Wike has so far he has been delivering for President Tinubu, and I'm surprised that he has not officially even decamped to APC, even though I've said before that he's in political limbo now, because he's not in PDP right now. They've expelled him, giving him certificates, and even posted his picture that he is no longer in PDP, but he has successfully delivered other people. Yeah, so I'm not surprised.
And then it is interesting that we can see this happening even before the 2027 elections, while still in 2025. It seems that every single person, especially from the ruling party, are putting everything in place to ensure that they secure their seat come 2027. But this is where we are wrapping it up on the conversation today. Thank you, Mr. Aguchuku and Ifeoma for joining me on the conversation. And if you're watching for the first time, this is Active Citizens Parliament. Do follow us across all socials at Active Citizens, and you can find me across all media at Sharon and Mchuku.
You can find me on Facebook at Oji Sophia and on Instagram at Miselex.
Mr. Aguchuku.
Then find me on Instagram, Facebook, and X at Aguchuku.
All right, till I come your way next week, do have a great weekend.